Hi, my name is Steve, and I would like to welcome you to this practical demonstration of meditation, deep relaxation, and a body scan in order to help you release some deep-seated tension within yourself that maybe you are becoming aware of, and you would like to come up with a daily practice of your own that can help you find that space of peace and relaxation for yourself. And in that way, between sessions, ideally, you would be able to practice this at home, and every day you would see an increase in your overall satisfaction with your flexibility, range of motion, and bodily just peace inside your core. So what I'd like you to do today is imagine that we are taking a incredibly powerful Valium. This is any type of muscle relaxer. If I'm in my 40s and I've experienced that moment of relaxation when I had my wisdom teeth removed, whenever I had some surgical procedures, or I've hurt myself and the doctor prescribed me some form of muscle relaxer. And what it does is whenever there isn't a mechanical reason to prevent your body from moving in a certain way, you can take those relaxers and suddenly your neck relaxes. You have tension in your back and it's spasming and it will not stop, right? You can take, sometimes the doctors will prescribe those, and it allows the muscle to relax in a way that you can't convince it to relax on your own. So what we're going to do today is hopefully unlock that ability for you to speak directly to those tense muscles that are preventing your neck from turning, that are preventing your leg from opening, or your chest from opening, or inhaling all the way, or there's so many different ways that these muscles bind up the body. And what I'm learning is that they want to relax. If the minute you leave the wheel, the minute you leave the controls, your body wants to relax. It just doesn't know how to. So I'm going to help you map into that today. So what we're going to do for the next little while, I'd like you to plan, at least give yourself an hour. We're not going to take the full hour, probably, possibly, I don't know. But we will take a decent chunk of time. And I'd like you to be able to, in this space, not have a timer set. I know that's foreign for a lot of people, but I'd like you to be able to say, if it takes 30 minutes, it takes 30 minutes. If it takes an hour, it takes an hour. I'm worth this amount of time. And where you're queuing this video up right now may not be the ideal place for you, so get what you can. But when you go to watch it a second time, I'd like you to find that space of peace in your schedule that allows you that spontaneous fun time, and this is going to be fun. Personally, I wake up at 3 in the morning, not because I'm a crazy regimented person, but my bladder needs dumping, and I just wake up somewhere between 2:45 and 3:30. I'll wake up and I'll go and do that. I'll let our dog out, and then I go back into bed. And this is my time where I don't have to be anywhere for like 4 hours. So I'm comfortable, I'm relaxed, I'm at ease. And so this, for me, that time is the perfect time for me to do this body scan in my head. I do it in my bed. My wife is right beside me. She's sound asleep and is completely oblivious. So that's what I recommend, is finding a space in your calendar that works for you. So what I have here is our Thai mat. So this is just a padded mat on the floor. This one happens to be heated because I'm a sucker for heat. In these kinds of scenarios, I like my body to not even have to worry about maintaining its own heat. I'd like it to be a nice 98.6 on the inside and the outside, and that way it's one less concern for me to worry about. I may use an eye mask. Depends. If I find myself not able to keep my eyes closed, I may put the mask on. So if you have something like this, I recommend having it handy, just so your brain can say, I have options. So I'm gonna lay this here beside me on the mat. I know a lot of people have neck pain and things already that keep them from lying flat. So know yourself, right? You know where you're beginning. So I have a massage pillow. I'm not going to use it. I'm using it for demonstration purposes. But yeah, I'm gonna have it here just in case. The second thing is when we're laying flat, sometimes our low back starts hurting. I'd like you to be able to not be in pain. I'd like you to be able to be at that point in this process where you can recognize tension, but that tension is not rising to the level within your body that it is causing distracting discomfort, where you're having to focus on that and breathe through that. So if you have low back pain, you have tight legs and hips and thighs, get a pillow. I'm gonna have this bolster here. I'm not gonna use it, but I'm just using it for demonstration purposes. I would just slide that under my knees and you're good to go. And then the piece that I love is a weighted blanket. So in this process, what we are teaching and telling our body is that we are absolutely safe, that we are protected, that I am supported, that my temperature is fine, that there is absolutely nothing to worry about. So I am in a place where I don't have to worry about distractions. I don't have to worry about people coming in. I have my area blocked off for a long time. And what I'm doing is being able to turn off every part of myself that needs turning off. So take a moment, grab up the couple of pieces that you need. Like I said, if you need a pillow, get a pillow. If you need an eye mask, grab an eye mask. Go ahead and dump your bladder. Go ahead and grab some food if that's what you're doing, because I'd like you to be able to lay down and be absolutely comfortable. So what I'm doing is cover myself with a weighted blanket, and I have my feet spread out all the way. I'm gonna lay my arms out all the way to let my back and everything relax all the way. And if my feet decide to like flop over, today I'm not worried about posture. Today I'm just trying to map to my body. So I'm gonna lay my feet straight up and down, and at the same time I'm gonna turn them off little by little. All right, so take a moment. And just lay back. So I move my arms out to my side. I'm just spreading them out. I'm not stretching them. I'm just extending them comfortably to the edge of where they say that they would like to be. And I'm relaxing. For me, I have a nice little groove in our mat that supports my head. But if my head decides to roll left or roll right, ideally I'd like to keep it up and down, but at the same time, today is more about just finding the tension pieces that are pulling me out of alignment. So find a comfy place. I don't recommend doing this because that shortens all of these muscles, and a lot of us already have chronically short muscles. So go ahead and extend out. Open your fingers, open your toes. I'm actually going to take the weighted blanket off just for the demonstration, but ideally at night, whenever I do this, or in the morning at 3, I have a weighted blanket on. So I highly recommend that if you're looking for it. All right. Take a deep breath in. We're going to go in through our nose. I'm inflating my ribs, inflating my diaphragm, holding it at the top. 3, 2, 1, and opening my mouth. Holding it at the bottom for just a moment. And everyone's going to have a different breathing cycle. So when you're ready, back in through your nose. Inflating my diaphragm. You can see this lifting up. Inflating my ribs. Holding it at the top. Just feeling that muscles expand and exhaling out. I am going to put my eye mask on because I have a light right here that is distracting. So I would recommend doing that. But if I turn it off, it's too light for the video. All right. So here we are again. And once again, I tell everyone, adjust as you need adjusting. If you find something like this light bulb that is in my eyes here, that is distracting you, deal with it. Go ahead and take the moment to set your situation up and your environment up so that you can relax deeply and not be distracted. So as we lay here, breathing in, breathing out. Holding it at the top and at the bottom of our breath. Just a second. Into our nose. Feeling that rush in, and then exhale out. I'm not forcing it out. I'm not making a crazy noise like ah. That's tension. I'm just letting it go out. Imagine doing this exercise in the bed by your wife, who would not want to wake up to hear you huffing and puffing at 3 in the morning. In through my nose. Filling my body, and exhale out. Holding it at the bottom. Inhale in. Hold it at the top. And on this exhale, I want you to hold it at the bottom, but just before you breathe in again, I want you to pause. So exhale. Now that we're at the bottom, I'd like you to imagine your navel and slowly suck it slightly back towards your spine, just a little bit. And what we're doing is breathing awareness into our abdomen. Hold it for a second. Now return the flow in through our nose, lifting our diaphragm, and then slightly push it out just a little bit, just to stretch it down into your pelvic floor, like you've had Thanksgiving dinner is the analogy I use, and exhale it out. And slightly pull it back in. Pause. Breathing in again. So what I'd like you to do is take a moment. We're going to begin with the body scan. So just slightly wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes, letting them know where they're at, wherever they are in arrangement to your body, just gently wiggling them and then letting them fall back silent. What I'd like you to do, breathe into your feet. So take a deep breath in and imagine it going all the way down your frame into your toes. And as you get to your toes, your awareness is there. Got all your little piggies, as many as you're supposed to have at this phase of life. You may or may not have all of them. Totally fine. And then when you exhale, let them relax. We're going to breathe into the arches of our feet. Bringing your awareness into the arches, the soles of our feet, tops of our feet. These guys go through every doorway before we do. So it's just a matter of recognizing them for their effort and their loyalty, and exhaling it out. Letting your feet relax. Breathe into your ankles and the backs of your heels. You feel them resting against whatever surface they're on. They're perfectly supported. And exhale out. Letting them relax. Breathing in again to your ankles and heels. This is an important step. I'd like you to give them every opportunity to relax. You may feel sensations of tightness going up your hips and your thighs. I'd like you to let that out of your mind as you exhale out. Everything starts with our feet. Breathing into our ankles now and our calves. And as you exhale out, recognize that those ankles and calves pump more blood through our system than we ever imagined. Definitely more than we give them credit for. They are our second hearts, feeling their pressure against the back of the table or the mat that you're on, letting them relax. Breathe into your knees, tops of your calves. You feel the front of your kneecaps, everything is relaxed. And exhale out. Breathe into your thighs. You have your inner thighs, which pull your legs together. Let those guys relax. And as you do, you may notice your hips rotating and your feet falling either inward or outward. Let them rest. Do that again, breathing it into your inner thighs. It goes from your knees to the middle of your thigh, up into where it meets in your pubic area. Imagine you're just relaxing. Feel this spread across your quads. As you breathe again, across the backs of your hips, against the mat. I can feel the warmth of the mat. Up into my hips, my buttocks. And I'm exhaling it out. This time we're going to breathe into the base of our tailbone. Imagine that space right at the front of the mat there, facing it. And we have 5 vertebrae in this portion of our tailbone. So we're going to take a deep breath in, starting at 5, and we're going to begin working our way up. 5, deep breath in, focusing on the very tip of our tailbone, exhaling it out. Breathing in number 4. This is our prostate area, our bladder. You can feel your digestion, exhaling it out, letting relaxation come in. You may feel your hips relaxing more as you go into breath number 3. This is your root chakra, the essential part of our safety. And exhale it out. Breathing into number 2, working our way up through our pelvis joints. And exhaling it out. And finally, number 1, breathing it in. You're at the top of your hip bones now, right against the mat. And exhale it out. Letting everything below your waist literally dissolve for just a moment, giving it the day off. As we transition, we're moving into our sacral area. There are 12 vertebrae in your sacral area. We're going to start at number 12. Just behind your bladder. As you breathe in and exhale out. Breathing into number 11. This is where when we were flexing earlier, you can feel these muscles. Just allowing them each one by one with the exhale to release. Breathing into number 10. And exhaling out. Number 9. And exhale out. As we move into number 8, we're in our solar plexus area. This is our power sense, our confidence. Breathing it out, letting that relax for a moment. Returning control back to the body just for a little while. Number 7, through our ribs, into our sternum. You can feel that spread across. These are our unattached ribs that are connected to our abs. Breathing relaxation. Letting those relax more firmly against the mat. Number 6. Once again, you're in the middle of your sternum area. Breathing relaxation here, exhaling it out. Number 5. And exhale it out. Number 4, we're breathing into our heart chakra space. Breathing in. This is where our compassion lies, not just for others, but for ourselves. Letting it relax. Number 3. Exhale out. Number 2, these are your upper ribs, your pec muscles. You may feel your arms rock out a little further, your thumbs falling closer to the mat. Just lean into it. Don't force it. Exhale out. Finally, number 1, the top of our shoulder blades area. What we're going to do now, we need to move out to our hands and bring those guys out. So we're going to breathe in, breathe out, letting our entire spine relax. Then we're going to breathe into our hands, into our fingertips, all 10 fingertips. These are some of the most sensitive places of our body, our fingers. Exhale out. Breathing into our knuckle joints, where our fingers connect to our hands, letting them curl if they want to, letting them lay flat if we choose. Exhale out. I'd like you to breathe into your thumbs specifically. This is what separates us in the animal kingdom from those that can't make as many tools as this guy. So respecting it for a moment and giving it the day off. Breathe into your wrists. Exhaling that out. Breathing into your forearms on the fronts, the ones that are facing up. And exhaling out of the back where your fingers are connected into your forearm that connects to your elbow. Breathing into your elbow and your bicep. Letting it lay flat and open and rested. And exhale out. Lastly, breathe into your shoulders, your delts, your rotator cuffs, all the fun places that we mentioned throughout our sessions with maladies. What's going on with you? Nothing right now. My rotator cuffs have dissolved. My body is relaxed. My shoulder blades are resting nicely against the mat. Breathe into the center of your neck. There are 7 vertebrae here in your cervical spine. We're going to breathe into number 7, which is right where it connects above your shoulder blades. Exhale out. Letting your neck continue to relax. You may need to adjust your head a little now that your spine is elongating and relaxing. Take a moment, respect what your body's telling you, and take appropriate action. Breathing into number 6. This is where our throat box, our voice boxes are. Our thyroid, our larynx. That's the word, not voice box. Exhale out. Unlocking that expression tool. Breathe into number 5. Exhale out. Breathe into number 6. Exhale out. I just did that again. I went the wrong direction. We're going to go to number 4 now. Go back through 5 to number 4. Exhale out. As we get into number 3, this is where our jaw connects. So breathe in and feel your jawbone. Let your sensation go around to front of your chin, up into your lips, relaxing your teeth, unclenching your jaw. Number 2 is your ear canals. It's funny, we actually hold tension in our ear canals. When I massage someone's ears, I can feel them relax. Exhale out. And finally, number 1. This is where our spine meets our skull, where the magic happens. This is also known as the Alta Major Chakra, the mouth of God, Brahman's cave. I want you to breathe into this space. And as your body has dissolved, let your eyes relax, let your temples relax. Exhale out. I'd like you to imagine a line that goes from your ear canal on the one side, through your mind, through your brain, to the ear canal on the other. Like you are mentally flossing your mind right now. Bring your awareness to your forehead, where your eyes are. Map up about an inch or 2 above, thumb's width above your eyes. And find a spot that you can focus on. It's your third eye chakra. And imagine a line going straight back through your skull to the place where the Alta Major Chakra is. It may be the same place that your head is touching the mat, and allow that line to extend. Now bring your awareness to the crown of your head, and at the same time to the space at the bottom of your spinal column where it reaches your tailbone. I'd like you to imagine a straight line running from your tailbone through your body all the way up and exiting the crown of your head. Let that line extend. Now, in that location where all of these lines are intersecting inside of your mind, this is your pineal gland. This is the cave of Brahman. This is where the divine sits within us in many traditions. Imagine where that intersection has a little faint glow. And as you breathe into it, the glow gets brighter. And as you exhale, relaxation flows through your body. So you're breathing in divine insight and presence, and exhaling any residual tension. I'd like you to stay here for just a moment. We're going to do some breath. I'm going to go silent and let you focus on your own breathing. All right. We're going to breathe in. I don't want us to drift too deeply into sleep. Breathing one deep breath in, exhaling out. I'd like you to imagine a flat, rectangular piece of glass, or like a plane. And it's going to start at the crown of your head, and it's going to go slowly from the crown of your head, like an MRI, or where you can see the cross section of your body. I'd like you to start at the crown of your head, and we are going to go through and identify any places that are holding tension. In this moment, you are firmly supported. Your body is relaxed. Your mind is at ease. And all of your muscles should be in this space of deep relaxation. They don't have to hold themselves up. They're allowed to just relax. So as I breathe in, I'm going to take that plane and I'm going to let it slowly work its way down my spine to the first place where I find some tension. So we're going to first go through our crown, down to our eyes, into our jaws. Is there any clenched or tension there? We're not fixing it, addressing it, or moving it. We're just identifying it. Breathing into this. As we breathe in, it goes through our neck, recognizing the relaxation that is there, into my shoulders. And as I go down, it's going to be going through my chest and my biceps at the same time. Is there tension in my biceps? Is there tension in my triceps? Are my hands clenched? Is my chest clenched? Is it tight? Breathing in, exhaling out, moving to our sternums and out to my elbows. As I get into my forearms, I can feel that there's tension there. I'm not trying to change it, but I'm aware. That's why my fingers are curled. Inhaling again. Moving into my abdominal section and my forearms. My spine along the back of my mat is loose. Breathing into my hands. My belly button area as the plane goes drifted slower. Into my pelvis, into my bladder, into my buttocks, into your ovaries, your testicles, your penis, your vagina, any of those areas that might have any feeling of sensation, just recognize it. Breathing into your hips as you go down. They're firmly rested on the back of the mat. Breathing in as we drift deeper. It's into my knees, My knees resting evenly on the mat. I don't want to move them. I'm just taking stock of how are they laying. As I move into my calves, I ask myself, are my feet laying in the same orientation? Is one laid off to the side? Is one straight up and down? Is there tightness coming from one or the other? Which one feels normal? Which one feels natural? Breathing into my ankles, my heels, and as the plane slides out the bottom of my feet, I'm now left with this glowy feeling in my body. So the areas that we recognize, what I'd like you to do is think about, what are they trying to tell you? Our body speaks a million languages. We only recognize pain as the primary, but it also speaks happiness. It speaks ticklish. It speaks fuzziness. That feeling of sand whenever your nerve is, you pinched a nerve or you've cut the circulation off. It speaks orgasm. It speaks laughing so hard that you're crying. The tears are actually body speak. Flatulence. Incontinence. These are all languages. So breathing into it, I'd like you to pick the one that seems like has the strongest voice for you right now. It may be your low back, maybe your neck, your hands, maybe nothing. We're going to take a second, and I'd like you to really sort through what you're feeling right now without moving, and ask and identify which one is telling you something in the voice that is the most clear. Right now we're looking for tension. So when you found that area, ask yourself, what does my body do to cause this feeling to be tense? And is it coming from my low back or my hand? Is it coming from somewhere else? In this soft, still moment, you may be able to trace that feeling back. So it might start in your forearms, may end up in your pecs. What starts in your low back may actually end up in your calves. Let your body tell you what it's telling you. Is this story that you're tracing back, is it tied to a behavior that you do or a belief you have about yourself? If it's in your calf, is it the way you stand? Why do you stand that way? Do you make yourself small in rooms that you are actually the right size to be in, which is every room? Do you guard your steps so that you don't take a larger gait or a smaller gait? Do you bounce your foot for anxiety? What is the story that's coming up, and what is the dopamine hit? Because you're getting a win from this from some way. So now we're just asking, is there another way that I could satisfy this dopamine hit without necessarily having this part of my body stay on alert? Louise Hay says that every part of the body has an affirmation, and I firmly believe that. Every part of the body is keeping us safe or protected from something, and so saying our affirmations aloud lets our body hear them in our own voice, and in this relaxed space we can believe it. So I can actually listen to that part of my body and I can say, I hear you. I don't know exactly what you're saying, but I can hear you talking now. And the fact that I can hear it means that I'm ready to change. So this pattern no longer serves me. This behavior or belief no longer serves my greater good. So I'm asking my body to help me identify the reason, the emotion, the trigger, whatever it is that it's coping with on its own. I got you, boo. So lean into that space and ask yourself, am I doing more than I should in a certain space and overtaxing this, and my body is throwing the brakes on to let me know that I have to pause? Or am I doing less than I can because I'm afraid to be my full self? Nice thing about this is you talking to you. And at the end of the day, it's you battling you when it comes to the resistance that you're feeling in your leg. So you will win. This is a game that you will absolutely win. You can't lose in this one. You only win. So when I ask myself, why does my leg feel tension? I need to be prepared for what the answer might be. Maybe I am holding back my true self. Maybe I am pretending to be more than I am, faking it until I make it. Okay, say that aloud. And own it. Give yourself justice and grace. Now, what would life be like if you were to be in those same spaces and you didn't? What would it feel like to walk, to stand with confidence that isn't something that you're putting on? What would it be like to know that you can expand to your full self and not need to guard against things? How would that feel to you? And this is how you can convince the muscle to relax. Just ask it, I want to know what it feels like to lay here with no tension in my low back. I want that. And I have to know what that feels like, or I wouldn't know that I want it. So there's goodness to be had. There's authenticity and joy and bliss. So I'm asking to tap into the wisdom of my body, close my eyes, and say, teach me how to be. Remind me how to be. The most authentic version of myself knows this feeling, and that's why it's asking for change. So I would like to change. And this is that manifestation, the mythical side of our world, where we get to make our new reality, right? If I no longer have to stand in certain ways, then my legs no longer cramp. My back no longer hurts. Things that were out of reach for me are now within reach. I'm gonna take that run, take that jog, walk my dog. I'll play with my kids. I'll take that dance class. This is open manifestation. What would it feel like to use my body in the way that it's asking to be used? And let that imagination run wild for just a moment. Because what you're imagining is the deepest part of yourself asking for that to happen. You wouldn't imagine it with joy if your body wasn't asking you to try it out. Now ask yourself this: what would my life look like if if I were in balance, if I weren't guarding between some aspect of my masculine power or feminine power, if I were letting them both be in tandem, right? If they were a pair of just dancing orbs in absolute peace with each other, what would my life look like? Imagine from a mile-high perspective looking down upon yourself and saying, get up and dance, brother. Do the thing. How would that impact the rest of your life? The microcosm of you. And know that you were designed to do the dancing. So the world that you live in has a space for dancing if you look for it. It has a space for everything. If you can imagine it, you can find it, and you know that. So imagine, let that world take shape. Let you take shape in that world, I guess, is what we're saying. From the smallest of the small to the largest of the large, there is space for you to be authentic. And as you're lying on the mat, this is connecting to the physical world. This is the earth below you, right? We are just extensions of the earth below us. We are dirt with expression. That's why when we die, dust to dust. So we are the breath of God into some sort of form of the earth. And we get to rise up in any way that we choose to. Our world wants to explore us. We want to explore it. So it gave us legs, gave us breath, and said, go out and do things. So as the physical world expressing itself, from the tallest of the trees to the smallest of the insects to all the things in between, to the inanimate, the waters, everything, they're all just the earth expressing itself. So join the fray. You are supported, I promise you. There is a group, there is a space where you could absolutely plant your roots and thrive. And as you breathe in, remind yourself you are the breath of life. And as you exhale, imagine that breath as a plume stretching up into the sky, into the cosmos. We are stardust connecting to stardust. We're not just made of stardust. Stardust is made of us. So this is where inspiration flows. Teach me how. In the millions of years that we have been animate objects on this earth, there have been countless religious and spiritual traditions that use this moment to touch the face of God, to touch those downloads that we get now that we're in the internet age, right? We get downloads. Before they got inspiration, now we get downloads. Creativity, methods, knowledge, divine wisdom flowing through this cosmic veil from every dimension of heaven and hell and earth and planets and whatever you think might be up there or don't think is up there. Something is on this plane and it blows through us. And let that flow. Let it rain over you. And as the earth reaches up and as the heavens reach down, they merge within you as this energetic torus, this being, right? And you have a new approach to life. So what I'd like you to do is deep breath in. We're not stretching, we're just moving. Our body is relaxed and we're saying, I would like to stay in this space. If you've reached a deep relaxation that you'd like to remain in, stay here. And enjoy the stillness for a moment. And when you're ready, This is where you slowly move yourself to get your blood flowing. Give your body grace. For those of us that don't take time to let our bodies relax, this is a foreign concept. And so we want to not scare our body and think, oh shit, now it's over. So we're just gently opening and closing our hands, moving our toes, rotating our ankles. If you take your feet and point your toes like you're pushing a gas pedal and then lift them up, you're activating your calf muscles. Your blood's flowing. Do the same with your hands, and let your forearms just feel alive. You may feel cracks. I just heard some loud cracks in my own forearms, and that's good. That means I'm using my body in a way that I don't normally have cracks. So that's an indicator that something shifted, and I'm excited. I'm going to take my hands and place them on my navel. I'll take a deep breath in and let my hands raise. Exhale out. Holding it at the bottom. Inhale in. Exhale out. And on my exhale, I'm going to let my hands rest for a moment. And I can feel my heartbeat. This is me touching me. I can feel the life within me. It is calm. It is not fighting to be heard. And I can tell what my body wants to do for the day. What is my energy level telling me? I can feel it all the way around. If you're new to this, you may not feel your heartbeat yet. What you'll do is place your hand in that space. My thumb is in my navel. My bottom of my hand is expanded down to the top of my pubic bone. And I'm breathing in. And then I'm exhaling out. I'm letting my hand just rest. I'm kind of going to that mid space, and I'm resting over the top of my bladder. And I'm letting it rest in there. I don't want to cause any pain, but I want to hang out here until I can feel my heartbeat. And once you do, this is the beginning. This is you unlocking. And it's like a lotus. It will open up and bloom. And as you continue your practice day after day, hour after hour, eventually, at this point, you'll feel your heartbeat everywhere. Like I can feel my heartbeat very gently in every quadrant of my stomach. Gently removing my eye mask. Bringing my knees up. And then, like I said, you can hang out there for, some people go back to sleep. Some people just hang out there. But the purpose is really just to get your body relaxed. And as you stand up, keep that feeling of relaxation in your chest, in your arms, in your legs, in your calves, and let yourself move freely. And the moment you feel them tensing back up, now that you have awareness there, you have the ability to ask the questions around you, saying, what is happening right now that is making this muscle tense? I was not having neck spasms until now. So let me take a step back. I know I can exist without neck spasms. What has changed in my world? And I prefer to live in a place without irrelevant muscle spasms. So I'm willing to address those things head on with compassion and love. I didn't get here in a minute, and a 1 hour video isn't going to change my life in 1 hour. But a 1 hour video can change your life if you allow it to take root slowly and grow. And it can take root in the lives of those around you, because as you change your patterns, things have to change around you. You're no longer reacting the same way. You're no longer doing the same stuff. You're no longer operating at the same tempo. So either things have to go away from you, whatever was being done, or they have to be deflected, deferred, And that's okay too. But if you prioritize your peace, as you prioritize your peace, you'll realize that your peace is actually all around you anyway. So I hope that helps you find some space. And if you have any questions, we would love to connect with you more, on a one-on-one basis and help you walk through this on a more structured plan to get you that deep relaxation. But God bless, and thank you for giving yourself this time today.